Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Call of the Night Season 2 episode number 2 reaction. Okay, the previous episode, the beginning of Season 2, we get to see our main characters Nazuna and Ko, both of them playing video games, and later on Ko was taken by the girls, the vampire girls, to get to know more about like her and Nazuna's situation, like gossip and stuff. Also, Nazuna had a whole makeover, like a complete, like new dress and everything. She wore, and later on, after the girls told Ko to compliment her, he did, and he thought that Nazuna was sleeping, but she actually wasn't. So that was pretty wholesome. And then the second half was Nazuna and Ko goes to Tokyo to see and get more, I guess you could say, um, what's that word? More reference, about couples in public. And this is where we get to see how Nazuna talks to Ko and tells him about how different people have different ways of falling in love and liking someone. How sometimes it starts from the beginning, sometimes it starts after everything else. It depends on different people. And to take it in his own pace. In the end, Ko also admits that if this was before, he would have stayed here if given a choice to stay here or go somewhere else. He would have stayed here just because he couldn't be bothered. But now, because Nazuna is here, it has changed. He will stay here because Nazuna is here. So, it is changing the whole process, and her liking Nazuna. It is a constant, like progress, and a thing which is gradually changing, which is good. Okay, and yeah, that's what happens. So let's see what happens today. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is a preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, damn. Oh, this girl. Okay. I've heard a lot of the anime openings this season. This is the best one. Like, I don't know what. Like, this song is something else. Good God. Hmm. Right. Damn. Okay, wait, I'm forgetting something. This girl is supposed to be a vampire, right? They revealed it in season 1. My memory's a bit. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, she's a vampire. Well, right. I think they revealed this in season one. I just cannot clearly remember. Right. I was gonna say, like, he's let him be a vampire first. Yeah, the that. Yeah. Ah, there he is. Right. Well, yeah. Oh boy. Well, yeah. Oh, this is. Okay. Oh no. Eh, right. Um, is it like his instinct or something? Like, oh my god, what is happening? Hey! Yeah. Okay, so he is. Are you a vampire? Yes? No, I don't think so. Also, she hasn't sucked his blood because otherwise he would have turned into a vampire. He loves her. I don't think so. Like I said, she would have. She would have. Yeah, I was gonna say she would have drunk his blood if she had any bad intentions. What? Oh, yeah. Hmm. Like I said, I think so because otherwise she would have drunk his blood, and if she drinks his blood, he would become. Oh no, I knew this was going to happen. Oh boy. Right. Oh god. Okay, she said it. Hmm. True. If you think about it like that, that is true. Hmm. Oh my god. Okay, I'm really not sure what's up with this girl. She's smiling, right? What's happening? Okay, if that's the case, why is she not biting him? Like, he likes her, so he should be able to. I went and turned. Wait, okay. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Hmm. Yeah. Well, hmm. Damn. Yeah. Got beaten up. Crazy. Right. Oh my god, these three again. Well, simple. Especially for you, because, uh. No, he would have turned into a vampire. I was gonna say. And that's exactly why I was saying that it's weird. Why is she not doing it? Yeah. Offering Kikusan. Oh, okay. Oh lord. Not good. Yeah. Oh wait. Hmm. No. Well. Oh lord. Yeah. Yeah. It's warm, I guess. Oh my god, he's gonna be so surprised. Look at it. Oh yeah, he also doesn't know. Bruh. Yeah. Right. Yeah, there's a lot of contradictions going on with her. Hmm. Oh, those three. Eh. Yeah, well, at least. Hmm. Yeah, but as a friend, hmm. Bro, you're the worst person to ask any of these questions. Oh my god. Yeah, this guy is the worst candidate to ask anything about. Right. Oh lord. Because he was just spewing nonsense. I don't know. There's something about her. Yeah, true. Otherwise, dead. Okay. No. Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't have called. Why is he putting it? Bro, put it on normally. Oh lord. What the? Who the? Wait, it's her. Uncle, right? Where did the hell did she pop out from? So she was there. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. That was today's episode. So today we get to meet Kiku, right? That was her name. Yeah, Kiku, and she obviously is a vampire. Now, here's the thing. I have no idea what the hell she's thinking about. Like, first and foremost, like Ko said, uh, her intentions are like all over the place. Like, first and foremost, if she, like, number one, she's trying to like hide that she's a vampire. At first she was trying to hide it, obviously she doesn't want to tell it to her. Now if her intention was genuinely to make Mahiru into an offspring, shouldn't he immediately bite him? Because if you think about it, Mahiru does like her, so I feel like it would have been easier for her to turn him into an offspring, right? Or maybe there's like some kind of a, like a range, like, oh, you have to like someone this much for you to become a vampire. Yes, probably. Is that why she was stalling? Because she is like, okay, I need to bite him after he genuinely loves me, otherwise he won't turn into a vampire. That might actually be the case, and that's why she was stalling for it. And later on, you see what she did when she was like, um oh, I don't want to, like, I'm a vampire, goodbye, and she like tries to leave, and when Mahiru comes and stops her, she was like, oh, like, yes, finally I've got another offspring. So I think that was her like thinking that, you know what, now I have an excuse not to, obviously not to bite him. I will, she will say something like, oh no, I don't want you to become an offspring, and stuff like that she'll probably say. And she's waiting for the appropriate time, the time when Mahri will genuinely like her, like love her from the bottom of the heart. That is when she's going to bite him into make him into an offspring. Maybe that's what she's doing. Because like I was thinking, like, she could have done it any time, right? But why she's stalling for time? Maybe that's why. Maybe, like, there's like an amount you need to love someone to, because, and it would make sense, because if you think about it like that, Ko does like Nazuna, but he's still not a vampire. Why? That would answer the question, because even though he likes Nazuna, it's just like a like. It's just that he doesn't love her or genuinely love her from the bottom of the heart. That stage still hasn't come, so that's why he is still not being. He has still not become a vampire. More and more, his love for her will develop and increase. He will little by little turn into a vampire, maybe that's why. And maybe that's why she's like waiting for the right moment to bite him, you know that kind of thing. um like, and now that she knows, like, now it's easier for her, because now that, like, Mahiru knows that she's a vampire, like, she could, like, anytime bite him, see if he's turning into an offspring. If it doesn't work, it's fine. She can bite him later on as well. But if he didn't know that she's a vampire, once she bites him, it's done. Like, he would realize that, and he would, like, there's a high possibility he would get afraid and run away. And she wouldn't be able to make him into an offspring. Maybe that's why she was stalling for time up until now, because she was like, yeah, I have one chance to do this, and I'm going to do it when I know that he genuinely loves me. That's why she was stalling for time. But now that the identity is out, she can do it anytime. She can bite him, and like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's fine. She can bite him in the future as well. Because now that he knows and he has accepted her. Maybe that's why. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Other than that, I have no idea why she's doing this. Also, why is she even doing this? Like, what's the point of having this many offsprings? I I don't I don't understand. Like, it's not as if your offsprings give you power or something, right? It's not like a passive ability that, oh, you have 10 offsprings, attack increase 10%. I doubt it's like that, right? So what's the point? I genuinely don't. Maybe it's just a thing like, oh, yeah, look at me, that kind of thing. Maybe it can be. Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, this vampire is very mysterious, I guess you could say, and very, like, her thought process is like all over the place. Like, I cannot really fathom what she's thinking and what she's trying to do. But let's wait and see. But you know what? This is one thing. If this is just like, if for her this is just like, oh, like, I got another offspring, like another one for the collection. If this is just something like that, then that means she doesn't like Mahiru at all. This is just like an everyday routine for her, and that would mean that Mahiru would be heartbroken in the future, like when he'll realize that, yeah. So that's the thing. So I'm not sure unless and until we understand what she's trying to do and what she's saying. Even like even Nazuna couldn't say anything. She was like, I have no idea. Like like not only her, no vampires understand Kiku that much, as she said. Like she was like Nazuna said that there's a lot of like was it Nazuna? No, it was the other guy. What's his name? You know what? Let me bring out the character sheet. I've forgotten all the characters' name. Um, Yofukashi no Uta. Like, the dude, the guy, Hatsuka. Yeah. So Hatsuka said that like nobody knows and nobody has any type of understanding as to why Kyuku does that. Like, what is she trying to do? Like, like what's the point of any of this? So nobody knows. Like she's like nobody understands what she's like, why what she's even doing. So yeah, so unless and until we get to see like with our own eyes what she's trying to do, we won't understand. So let's wait and watch. Right now, like it's very interesting because you can see as soon as Kiku got introduced, like I was like going back and forth and back and forth. Like at first I was like, surely she surely like has like Mahiru's best intentions in heart, right? Otherwise she would have bit him the very like like first day or maybe like a few days later. Like she surely she has some like good intentions, and that's why she doesn't want to turn Mahiru into a offspring. That's why she's like restraining. Otherwise, why would she keep it a secret? You know? And it did seem like that for a moment. And then she goes and follows Ko, and I'm like, okay, that is a bit weird. What's going on? Then I was thinking, okay, maybe she is afraid of the fact that Ko has connections with a vampire who might harm Mahiru. Maybe that's why she followed Ko, and she's like asking and trying to understand, like yeah. And I was thinking about that, and then suddenly she was all like nice and everything, and she was like, oh, don't worry about it. I have like like yeah. And even Ko was like, okay, I thought you were going to like shut me up or something, like like you're here to take my life or something. So it's all well and good. Now this is where when Ko says that, oh, like you should tell the truth, she kind of acts a little bit differently, and she was like, oh, you're trying to like stand in my way, you're trying to tell me how to do this. And then Mahiru interrupts it. Here you can see again she's like tells the truth to Mahiru and then leaves. Now here Ko is like, oh my god, what, did I do something wrong? Like if you think about it, me and Nazuna are also hanging out. Like what, I don't have the right to say anyone else how to live their own life, right? Like maybe by like putting my nose into this, I messed it up for Mahiru or something. Like he's thinking of all of that, and then Mahiru goes and stops her. And here I was thinking like, okay, she genuinely has good intentions in her heart for Mahiru, right? Because otherwise she wouldn't have revealed it just like that, and she's trying to leave now. And then she's like smirking and everything, and then she says something like, oh, I've got another one or something like that. She says, right? This part. I can't get enough of this. This one's mine for sure. Yeah. You know what? I think I think I understand what's going on. Like, or I have a vague understanding what's happening. She she doesn't care. She doesn't care who she makes an offspring or whatever. The process of making an offspring and making people fall in love with her is something that she finds thrilling. I think. I think that's what this is. Like that kind of thing, I feel like. So that is why he like I don't think she is like actively trying to make offspring because of some reason. She just feels this thrill, probably this like feeling of making others fall in love with her, and when they'll become her offspring, it's like a confirmation that, oh, they genuinely love her. That's like that is the thing that she gets off of on. Like, as you can see, she was like smirking and she was like holding her hand like, and she was like, oh, this one's mine for now for sure. That's what it is. And if that is the case, I feel bad for Mahiru because he's just one of the 50 people in her eyes. Like, that's it. He's just one of them. That's it. While Mahiru genuinely loves her, he's just one of the one of the many people who, yeah, and after making him into like an offspring, I think she literally wouldn't care. So yeah. Anyways, it's just a guess though, but I feel like that's what's going on here. Otherwise, I have no other explanation as to why she's acting like this. It makes no sense. Anyways, there you go. Now, okay, that was that. So that's Kiku. Obviously, we have no understanding what type of what she's trying to do. So like Go tried to talk to Nazuna. Nazuna gave him information. A lot of other people also, a lot of other vampires also gave him information, as you can see. And as more and more he's listening, more and more he's realizing, he's like, this is weird. She's filled with contradictions. Like, she's like, what she's saying and what's happening are like contradicting each other. There was a section where Cole literally says that if her goal is to try and make more offspring, why was she keeping the whole vampire thing a secret? Okay, you know what? I'm going to read this section. That's weird. I heard Kiku-san is a capable vampire who's turned tons of humans. Right? But saying that straight to Mahiru-kun's face would be pretty insensitive. Yeah. She doesn't want to make offspring, but she does feed from people who fall in love with her. Right? Oh, I just realized something. No, but no. That would. I was gonna say, maybe she's doing it for me. Okay, here's the thing. Is there a change in blood taste when your feelings for someone is at its peak? Right? Like, as far as I can remember, there was a section where they said that emotions of a person reflect the taste, right? Like, that's another thing that I can think of, because this particular sentence that Ko tells suddenly made me think about it. Ko says she doesn't want to make offsprings, but she does feed with people from people who fall in love with her. It would only make sense, like, the reason why she does that is to get maybe like a particular taste out of the blood, because when people genuinely love her, the emotions while in front of her would be different, right? Like, you standing in front of someone who you're pretty neutral about, and you standing in front of someone who you genuinely love from the bottom of the heart, emotional, like, there'll be a big emotional difference, right? Like, in front of the person you genuinely love, you'll be very happy, you'll be like up on the top of the moon, you would want to talk to them, that kind of thing. So that change in emotion, like, is going to bring some change in taste of blood, right? Because as far as I can remember, there was a section where they said that changing emotion, like different emotional different emotions bring out different taste in the blood, something like that. So maybe that's what's happening. That's why she waits for the people to actually fall in love with her. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's it. I think I got it. That's why. Like, it's none of the other things. For a moment I was thinking maybe she just finds thrill in the whole process of making someone fall for her. No, I don't think so. Like, now that I think about it, it would make so much sense. Like, that's why she waits up until someone genuinely loves and then she feeds on them. Like, you could say maybe she's like a gourmet or something in that sense, because like, it would answer a lot of questions. This is why she doesn't drink blood before others like her, because she doesn't want to drink blood which is not special or which is not particularly tasty. She wants to only drink that blood that is like at the peak of emotional, like it's emotional peak filled with like love for you, and that's why she waits for the other person to genuinely love you, and then she drinks the blood, and that's it. There you go. Now, I don't know if she keeps in contact with all the 50 people that she made offsprings, but if she does, I'm assuming she like occasionally goes and consumes blood from them. Something like that, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just a one time thing. Who knows? But then I was going to say, but why like go through that overly complicated process, and then not just genuinely stay with someone who actually, like, if her main goal is that, oh, like, she wants. But I guess it also depends on her feelings. Like, she probably, up until now, all the people that she's fed on, she probably has not felt anything for them. So that's why, like, she never settled with anyone. But if something like that happens, maybe she will change her ways. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if she genuinely finds someone that she likes, then it's very simple. Just settle with that one person if that person loves you as well, if it's mutual. So I think that's what it is. Like, up until now, maybe she has not she hasn't found someone who she has feelings for, so she just makes others fall for her and drinks the blood, and that's it. So if she finds someone who she genuinely cares about as well, it's pretty easy since it's mutual. Like, they can just settle down with each other, and that'll be it, right? I don't know. I have no idea. But anyways, let's wait and see. Right. Okay, so that was that. So that was Kiku saying, Kiku is still a mystery, but let's wait and see. I'm sure they'll explain little by little what's happening. Now, the other part of today's episode was basically Ko asking all his bros about the whole situation and asking like an advice from them. So we had Akun, who is one of the worst people you could have ever asked for help in this type of situation. At least he has no idea what the hell he's talking about, and he gives some random like facts to Mahiru, and Mahiru's just impressed by him. So that's that went completely wrong. And obviously, then we have Hatsuka, who did help Ko understand the whole situation a little bit better. Um, you know, so he talks about a few things. For example, he says that this part. He says that it's weird that Kiku like revealed that she's a vampire, and Kiku has the maximum number of offsprings. He says I've turned three, which who we saw before, in the first season. Those three. Okay, and then we have, as he says, that's not that usual. Okay, there are other peep vampires who think one offspring is enough, right? Midori-chan has one. Okay, Midori. Who's Midori? Oh, Midori is that girl. That other girl. Right. Okay. Nico-chan has five. Nico is who is Nico? Let's see. Oh, Nico's the office lady. The girl who looks like an office lady or something. That's Nico. Kabura has seven. Who's Kabura? Oh, Kabura is that other lady, the Ara Ara lady. She has that vibe. Okay, right. And Kiku-chan has 50. Now, Chikio Seri, I think she probably has one as well. The Akun, right? Is there anyone else? I don't know. I have no idea. I've forgotten a lot of the things from season one. So Anyways, yeah. So okay. Anyways, so that's the whole situation. Like he kind of tells about these type of things. A few other things he also says. For example, Haska says that you guys will have to commit to this. Like you obviously, and because and the thing with um Ko is that he genuinely wants to become a vampire, so everything's all well and good here. Problem is Kiku, because we don't know what is she planning and what's going on. But even if it's not Kiku, Mahiru will have to become a vampire within. Wait, shouldn't the same be applicable to Akira as well? Right? Because she also knows. Oh, I guess that's why. That's why what's her name? His name. Haska was like, oh, you're not blabbering about this to everyone else, right? Like right, Go? Like make sure to keep this a secret. So so wait, if the other vampires get to know that Akira also is someone who knows about vampires, they would start targeting her as well, right? Yeah. Oh my god, that's a different mess. Good lord. But anyways, for now, like that, everyone knows that Mahiru is also someone who knows about vampires. He will have to become a vampire, otherwise, it's going to be a problem. They'll He'll get eliminated after like the 1 year time gap, time limit. Right. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, so that's Kiku, and oh, another thing I want to talk about here is how in today's episode we get to see when Mahiru was like, how do Ko so easily accept that, oh, vampire, sure, I'll become a vampire. Like, how could he do that? I cannot do that. I'm thinking of so many things. At which Akira says, oh, it's because he's an idiot, which is true, because at the end of the day, it is because of that he doesn't overthink things, and like he was able to take this decision so easily and so quickly. And in the end, Akira also says that just think about it, Mahiru, you have your answer already. It's just the fact that you are more careful and you're more intelligent about these type of things. At least you have more common sense, that you're overthinking it. But you already have your answers, so yeah, you know what you want. And that is why, to show that later on, you can see that when his friends come and they're like, oh bro, why are you not hanging out with us? And he's like, guys, I have to tell you, I actually don't like hanging with you guys. And there you go, he was able to be truthful, because up until now he was like overthinking itself. He was thinking about like, oh, if I tell them this, what's going to happen, this and that, oh, all that stuff. But deep down in his heart, he knows what he wants. He knows that he doesn't like hanging out with these guys. He knows that he likes hanging out with Ko. So as Akira said, that just take that part out. You know what you want, just do it. And yeah, he did that. He was like, I don't like you guys, and he just got beaten up. But it's fine. He at least was able to tell what he wanted. He was able to be truthful to himself. So that whole section. Okay, and obviously, last but not the least, Anko, right? That's her name. Wait a minute. Yes, Anko's here. Out of nowhere, she just popped out, and I love the fact that how the whole like demeanor changes, like even like the art style changes, and she's just there like behind the counter. Right. So yeah, situation is not good. First and foremost, we have everyone over here is a vampire except Mahiru and Ko. Hatsuka, obviously, being one of the like like the vampires, like one of the girls, I feel like he'll probably have to fight. I don't know what's going to happen, but he'll probably, like, a fight will probably break out, especially between those two, Anko and Hatsuka. Um, Akun, I have no idea. He cannot. I doubt he can fight. He basically, he recently became a vampire. I doubt he has any type of abilities or anything. So he will also be like in trouble, and Ko will be in a different type of trouble, because as we know, Ko lied to her, and that's why Anko's like, oh, you little liar, Ko. Like like, yeah. And also the fact that Akun is with another vampire, and not Akun, sorry, what's his name? Mahiru. Mahiru is with Kiku, and the fact that they were talking about all of this. Yeah, it's a whole it's a it's a whole mess. Like, if you think about it, she has beef with every single person here. Every single person. Like I said, Ko because he lied, Mahiru because he's actively trying to become a vampire with Kiku, Haska because she's a vampire, Akun because he's a vampire. So she has beef with every single person here. This is not good. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Who knows? Maybe next episode, like maybe they'll not start fighting. Maybe they'll just sit down and talk to each other like civilized, like people. But I don't know, man. This anything can happen. Right. Anyways, let's wait and see. Like I said, Kiku's situation, I'm still not sure what's happening. But little by little, I'm sure we'll get to know. But the best I could think of, like I said, is that it's probably she waits for a certain moment when the person will genuinely love her, and then she feeds on them because maybe of the change in taste of the blood, you know, because of emotions, like something like that. Like I said, I'm kind of forgetting it. They did mention, right, that changing in change in emotions changes the like taste of blood, because this is a very common theme in vampire shows. Like oh, if like your change in emotions means different change in taste of blood. This is like a very common thing that a lot of vampire shows have. So I'm not able to properly remember if this show also has that. I think it has, because I think, as far as I can remember, there was a scene where they mentioned that, I think it was Nazuna, right? Who mentioned that what you're feeling, you can taste it in the blood. So, something like that, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's what Kiku is trying to do. And that's why Kiku waits up until the person likes her, then she feasts on them. Anyways, let's wait and see. Okay, and there you go. That was today's episode. That was my overall impressions. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene. Okay, wait a minute. What is this scene about? You see this scene? You see this rain, red umbrella. Is that Kiku with an umbrella on top of the little boy's head? Yeah, so okay, I have that's probably something related to Kiku. Anyways, I'm sure they'll explain what that was. Anyways, and then we meet Kiku, and Mahiru, is there. Mahiru's talking to Kiku, and Mahiru's talking about the whole, like little trouble that he had with Ko. Right. Now, after that, we get to see Ko and Akira talking, and Ko is thinking about what it means to become a vampire, all those things. Akira said, like, oh, don't worry, you can drink my blood. At least that'll, like make you survive. Like, you, like, even if you become a vampire, you won't have to go thirsty. And he's like, oh, like if you fall in love with me, that will be another problem. And she was like, ah, ha, ha. They're like joking about. Then Mahiru comes, and then Mahiru's also like, oh, like what, you can drink my blood as well. Like everything will be fine. you know. So yeah. Then they were kind of laughing that both of them had the same idea, and this is where Kiku comes in, and Ko grabs her hand to shake her hand, realizes something is weird. He immediately dips from there, and Kiku follows him. And Kiku's like, "Oh, I smell a vampire. Like what's going on? Who are you hanging out with? Is there a vampire you're associated with?" And they start talking, and Ko says that like whatever you like, I think you're a vampire, but like I don't have anything against you guys. It's completely fine. Just don't hurt Mahiru. And this is also where the whole tone shifts again, and you can see Kiku was like, oh, like everything is okay, like don't tell Mahiru about this and that. All those conversations they have, Ko kind of says that please, whatever you do, like please tell him the truth. Don't keep him hanging. don't like conceal the truth from him and all that. At which Kiku gets pissed off, and she's like, oh, like, what I like, don't tell me what to do and all that. And that again, change in tone. um Mahiru comes in, interrupting the whole situation. And yeah, okay, so yeah, so I can understand what is going on. So basically, like I said, Kiku was trying to conceal that she's a vampire, because obviously, if you get to know you're a vampire, first thing you'll do will probably run away from them, right? Um, so she was concealing it so that he obviously Mahiru doesn't run away before he starts loving her. Because if that happens, the little amount of love that he has for her, there was a high possibility of that completely going, disappearing, and she would lose in feasting on his blood, in the state of when he loves her. Now, that state. Like I said, if it is connected to emotions, then when you love someone, your blood will taste different. So she probably wants to get that taste. That's why she was trying her best to keep the whole thing hidden, because there's a high possibility of the person being afraid of you and running away, and then that would mean she would miss out on a whole, like, person's worth of blood. Yeah. So that kind of thing. But then she tells the truth, and she goes, and this was like a gamble I think she took, because she was like, if he genuinely loves me, he will come and stop me. And that's exactly what happened. Here Ko was thinking, wait a minute, did I mess this up? Like, I myself hang out with Nazuna. Who am I to tell the other people how to live their life and all that? And Mahiru goes and stops her. So this is where I think her gamble paid off. And she was like, you can see she was smirking, and she was like, oh, like, I got him. You know. And now it's a foolproof plan. Basically, now that the whole truth is out, like, and Mahiru has accepted her even after knowing that she's a vampire, she's like, I've won, because now whatever happens, he will not run away, and I will get ample amount of time for him to properly start loving me, and then I can drink his blood. Maybe that's why, like, this was like a gamble, and she won the gamble, so she was like smirking over there, you can see. Anyways, no idea what's happening, but let's wait and see. I'm sure they'll elaborate as we keep going as to what's up with this Kiku lady and this Kiku vampire. And later on, Nazuna also says like a lot of things about Kiku. Says how she has a lot of offsprings, this and that, all that stuff. Then we get to see Mahiru's flashback when Mahiru met Kiku for the first time, gave her the flower and everything. Then Akira talks to Mahiru. This is also where Mahiru tells Akira that how can Ko just accept it like that? At which Akira says, like, oh, it's because he's an idiot. And if you think about it, you also have your answer. You're just overthinking it. So take out the overthinking, follow your heart. So yeah, and to show immediate result, we get to see Mahiru turning down those guys that he hangs out with, that he doesn't even want to hang out with. He's honest with himself, and he's like, I don't want to hang out with you guys. That's it. Job's done. He's free now. And then we get to see Ko talking to Mahiru. Ko has brought in the whole crew. He wants to ask the opinion from them about Kiku and all that. He has brought Akun, he has brought Hatsuka, and obviously Mahiru is also there. So then they go to the bath, and Hatsuka and Ko goes to the sauna, and they kind of talk about the whole situation over there. Yeah. Even Hatsuka's confused. Hatsuka's like, I have no idea what's going on, why she's doing this. Just like Nazuna said, she also has no idea. He also has no idea. And then we have Akun giving some bad advice to Mahiru. He's like, oh, don't worry, everything is fine with you, like, everything is okay. And I'm like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. Stop it. But anyways, yeah, all that aside, after they come out, you can see Akun's using a fake glasses, because he's like, yeah, I don't need glasses anymore, but, which is where Anko comes in, and she interjects. And yeah, she's like, I have something to talk to you guys about. First and foremost, obviously there's like so many vampires here, and then the fact that Ko lied to her, so she has a lot of conversation topics like saved for these people. And let's see next episode what's going to happen, whether it's just going to be a conversation or it'll actually escalate to a whole fight. So yeah, right, so that is it. That was my reaction to episode 2 of Call of the Night season 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.